Welcome back to Motocross Gaming News here on Start Your Systems. I'm your host, Kellen Brower. Today we're talking about an update to Monster Energy Supercross 25, the official video game. That is right, they have a new patch already out for the game just a week and a half after launch. This patch actually has more to do with some track updates though specifically. They talked in before the release of the game that they were going to work on these updates and make some improvements to the tracks, make the jumps taller, and also update the layouts to affect what we saw in real life. So A2, Tampa, Detroit, Arlington, Indianapolis, and Birmingham have all been updated, and the time attack leaderboards have been reset for those tracks, so everyone trying to get world records can go back at it again because they have completely reset those. And then there's also a couple different updates in here with some bug fixes, some career mode fixes, and some other things that we'll get to in later videos. But specifically today, just wanted to talk to you guys about the track updates and see what they did to those tracks. So let's jump in and check out these 6 tracks and see what they look like now. All right, so first up, we're going to check out Anaheim 2 here and see what they have improved to this track. Already looks like some steeper takeoffs going into this rhythm lane, step on, step off. Really big triple, which honestly pretty correct to real life. Even Jet Lawrence was going over table triple single in that section to make sure that he could, not hit that big 5-foot single that tripled you into the corner. Whoop seemed to be a little bit taller through here, so that's obviously a bit of a change. Tunnel jump is going to stay the same. Like, they're not going to change much about the tunnel jump because they had that correct. Into turn 1, though, looks like we've got a little roller into a double now. Not as easy to get up on top of the tabletop, and this is the line they were doing. 2 table over single 2, so that's obviously more correct as well. Supercross triple seems about the same, like almost maybe the landing is a little bit taller. And then can you 3 in here now? Yes, you can. So 3 in, 3 again, and then we're going to try to see if we can quad off of this, because what they were doing is they were quadding to this jump in real life and then singling into the corner. Jorge Prado's season ended right there actually doing that jump. And now you can triple in here too as well, so that's obviously an improvement. And then looks like inside-outside options could go outside triple and then single in the corner. So yeah, they've definitely made everything a little bit taller, I would say. I don't know if like that last section maybe is a little bit wrong still, but the rest of the track feels about as correct as they probably could get it for how the track looked and was shaped up. Double into the whoops was the same, so nothing really changed there. But I like that already you can tell that like the triple in is possible to that long rhythm section. That wasn't doable before. The 3-3 before that like awkward like split section kind of thing is now possible as well. Like I wonder if you get a run into this, if you can triple up onto the table. Okay, you can. They kind of really were not doing that, but that's okay. I think, video game wise, you're always going to be able to do some stuff that was a little bit unrealistic. But I really want to try to get this line. So come out of this corner. 3 in, man, the 3 actually boots you, and then 3 again. All right, I'm going to take a break here for a second, try to get back to that jump, and I really want to just see if we can actually go triple quad through there. All right, let's try to get it again. Need to not go too fast in here. There we go, got the 3 in clean. Got that 3, and can we quad? Yes, we can. So they fixed that section to be exactly how you could do it in real life. Boom, there you go. So those are the improvements to Anaheim 2. Let's go check out Tampa. All right, so Tampa, couple things. Obviously, this triple before the finish line jump, that was actually pretty hard to do in the game, but now they've made it super easy, very peaky takeoff into that. And you come down into turn 1 here. This all seems kind of the same to me, like maybe a little bit more of a taller double in right there. So that's a little bit different. You could go triple in here before, and it looks like they've just basically made it peakier, so it's a little bit kind of like easier to do. So that's kind of cool. And then over table, step on, step off was kind of the main line. Some guys were doing the alternate there, but that was mostly the main line. And then through here, there's a couple different options, and it seems like they did make it possible to go 3-3-1. So that's good. And then in this rhythm section here, a lot of guys were rolling in, but Malcolm Stewart won this race because he was doubling and then tripling off of this. And that was so not doable in the past version of this track. So they at least updated that. And then the sand seems to be improved a little bit as well. The double into the sand now, and then you got the sand kind of slowing you down. But that all seems to be more correct now. So at least so far, the 2 tracks that they have improved to me have been noticeably big improvements, like really good playability improvements for how the track was to in real life. The only difference is maybe that corner back there was an inside roller in the sand that a lot of guys were obviously utilizing. So I'm curious why they didn't put that. But the rest of the track seems to be just about as correct as it can be. Let me try something real quick with this line right here. yeah, it's still impossible to do this, which is some of these guys would roll in and then go over table, step on, step off. I mean, it's possible, but it just is way too slow for what they're doing in real life. But it's just some things you're probably not going to be able to translate to a video game, because even something like that in MX Simulator never seems to really work. I want to try this as well in this back section. The other line was everyone would go inside here, roll in, and then two into the whoops. That was where Chase Sexton was losing a lot of time and eventually crashed in the whoops. So yeah, the lines are doable. Are they the best possible? Maybe a little bit off still, but I think pretty dang close to Tampa. So good updates there for sure. All right, now on to Detroit, which I honestly don't feel was too far off with the original release, but it looks like maybe finish line jump and landing already a little bit bigger there. And then down to this straightaway, I was going outside in career mode and getting worked right here, but this is the main line. Outside, triple onto the table off, and then a triple double into the corner. All those jumps look taller now for sure. And this is the biggest fix. This was so wrong with how they had it built in the game. That is now 100% accurate. That little kind of like step on, step off double. Some guys were going 3-1 right here, so that's obviously an improvement. And then in qualifying for this race, it was possible to quad right here, like go 3 and then quad. But yeah, that's also an improved fix too, because that was the alternate line. Now, after they fixed the quad, they made it possible in that rhythm section to like double into the rollers, and then yeah, still be able to go triple out. So it'd be like double over the initial single and then triple out. But yeah, so that's all an improvement. I want to try a couple quick things on the second lap on the track, one of which is going inside after the start straight and seeing how that difference feels. If we just go in here now, I don't think it's going to be that much different. I think you can still double in and then table over single and then 3. Ooh, it's a little bit tight though. And then out. And then how about this? Can we go roll in, step on, step off? Not really. That was another option, but that one's definitely a lot tougher, I think, to try to build in the game. So a little bit of a change there. And then I do want to see if I can quickly at least just make it over these rollers and still try to quad into the corner. See if like they accidentally left it in the game. Nope, it's definitely pretty tough. You can go triple single, but definitely the quad they took out, which it wasn't even really part of the game in the first place, because I don't think they expected that to happen in real life, but it did. And now it's updated in this game to reflect what we saw IRL. So Detroit, again, another pretty noticeable improvement to me. All right, on to Arlington now. We got the Supercross triple for the finish line. Inside roller there into the sand. And let's see, is the sand much different? Oh, that not a good look right there. Yeah, looks a little bit different. A little bit of a raised inside option right there. And these guys would double out and then triple into the corner. Seems like that's maybe a little bit tough, but I digress. Got a double right here. That is all correct. Then you come through the turn 1 option right here. Little roller in, double. Step on, step off. But what were they actually doing right here? They were doing something completely different. I think double over table triple. And you can triple in right here. Press day, those guys were going triple quad, but obviously not possible in the game. They took that out. Then tire tap. So that's correct. Here's where they're wrong. This is incorrect completely. In real life, it came out of a berm, and this was whoops right here. This is still what the track map looked like, which was this triple in, but it was whoops right here, and then like about here-ish, it was, I don't even want to call it a triple, but kind of a triple, like just 3 rollers with a little bit of a taller bump in the middle. The guys were like tire tapping. So interesting that like of all the changes, they updated the steepness of the jumps throughout the track there, but they could have totally flipped those whoops to be correct, and instead they just left them. So I don't know why that would be, but already one thing wrong for sure on this track. And then, yeah, why can I not remember what they were doing in this first rhythm section? I'm just drawing an absolute blank right now, but to me it seems like the viable option would be to double in, go over the table, and then triple into this corner. And for some reason that feels correct to what they were doing, but I don't remember. And then, yeah, definitely this triple in, triple again, and single out. So everything about Arlington feels pretty close to correct except the whoops. But cool, they have that tire tap line. And yeah, most of the other track comes together well. And like this is still cool, like the triple in and then get a good run in the whoops. Like I don't mind that as part of the track. I think it's a good feature. But just wrong to what the real track was. So maybe I wonder if that's another thing they'll update again as well. But otherwise, not too bad. All right, Indianapolis is one that I just played, so I can probably rate this one the most fairly because I remember exactly what it looked like, not only in real life, but obviously what I just played it like in the game. So this little step table thing seems to already be fixed. I'm very curious if we can do the step-on, step-off quad that was possible in real life. 5 3-foot singles, and then the tunnel jump right here. And then the sand, I noticed from the overhead, already looks like an improvement, which is the beginning part seems to be about the same, but then they have this wall on the exit, which is a little bit better. And then triple in here, that's definitely steeper and harder to get correctly. All right, now how about this? This was you could jump up here and then with a good seat bounce triple onto that. Yep, so that's fixed as well. That was definitely not possible in the old version. And then this to me it should be more of a wall jump, but it looks like they just made it like a ski jump that you can launch out into the whoops. And this is also fixed as well. They did not have this raised corner in the previous version. So they've definitely fixed all those things. Now let's try to check out some of these lines here. First of all, step on, step off, and then step on, step off was kind of the main line right there. I want to try to do step on, step off quad. So we'll stick with it till we can maybe try that. And then, into the sand here. There is one thing I want to look at and see if they got this, because these guys went to the stadium. I went to Indianapolis with them, and no, they do not. There was this little lip out here that Tom Vial was using to kind of clear this single, so that's okay. I don't expect them to get something like that exactly perfect, but just something to keep in mind. Now, what if we double in here? Can you double and then table over single and then launch all the way across to start from this? Yeah, so I messed it up, but that's definitely doable. So that's cool they included that. And then, I don't know why they didn't make this more of a wall, but you can totally just jump into the whoops. And then just, I guess, if you land up on top of them pretty smoothly, you can carry that speed all the way through. So, still a good amount of fixes that they have made. But can we actually make some of these fixes work? So step on, step off, quad? No, not possible. Not possible to quad. That was a line that really only a handful of guys were getting in the night show at Indy. Hayden Dingen being one of them, but a lot of guys were doing it actually on press day, and Daxton Bennick actually crashed doing it at one point. So a few guys were more comfortable with that. I want to try to clean this up a little bit. So if we triple, no one's going to take this line, but just for close to real life test here, I didn't get it again. It's so doable, but I just didn't get it right that time. So we can't do the quad. Let me think. I want to try going over that table. This is the Justin Cooper line right here, jumping into the whoops. I want to try to go over that tabletop thingy and go triple on off, and that'll be the last thing that I'll test out on this track, because that was another thing these guys are doing. They'd come through the tunnel, go over this table, and triple on off. Yep. So honestly, that might be the line I would take on this track every lap anyway. But a couple different things fixed, and noticeable improvements for sure here on Indy. And last but certainly not least, checking out Birmingham here. We got the finish line jump, got that jump across the start that a handful of guys were taking. Now, okay, so yes, you definitely will be able to go over that out of turn one. Justin Hill and Colt Nichols are the only two people I saw doing that. And then triple in here, triple again, and then Justin Cooper was quadding off of this to this. That was a line that was gaining him a lot of time. This back section, the main line was to go 2 in, 3, 2, but it looks like they've certainly made it possible to triple and maybe even triple quad. So we'll play with a couple options there. The whoops seem really tight in there for some reason. I don't know why they tightened the top blocks up so close to it. Triple out of here, over the tunnel jump, and then, so we got a little bit of a roller here, another inside roller, or sling all the way around the outside and charge back down. Seems pretty correct there. And then on-off single or over double. Over double, definitely possible. We'll try on-off single on the second lap there. Supercross triple here is nothing different. So, that seems like they made a couple noticeably correct updates here for sure. I want to see if we can go across the start like Colt Nichols and Justin Hill were doing. Yes, you can. Then you go triple, double. Got that. So then the next thing here would be tripling in, tripling again, and then quadding. Oh, wow. Definitely not possible. Or if it is, it's someone with a hellaciously good scrub technique leading into that. And then this is definitely not the line they were doing. I wonder if you can go triple quad. Like, it almost feels like it's trying not to let us do that. Like, the face of that jump is too steep or slowed down for us to try it. But I'll try one more time. And then I want to try the alternate line in that rhythm section that Max Anstey and a couple other... Max Anstey got hurt on, and then it would turn into the main line of that long rhythm section, main-ish line of the long rhythm section. So step on, step off, single. Yep, that is the other line through there. That works. And then let's play with these rhythm sections a little bit. So after the finish, the main line, the one that Justin Hill and Colt Nichols were not doing, was to come out of the corner. You'd cut a little bit low, so you'd stay low on the berm, and then you'd soak up this single, and then go 3 and 3 into the corner. That is correct. So got that. And then out of this corner, 2 in, then 3. Oh, I got to try that one more time. Then 4. Then they would go 4 to here, 3 into the corner was the alternate rhythm line there. Let's try tripling in and going for the quad. Honestly, that's probably going to be doable if you can just maybe even scrub in to that rhythm section, stay a little bit lower. Some of these techniques that I really haven't honed in yet in the game. But scrubbing does help. Like, it's just scrubbing and trying to stay a little bit lower and keeping that forward momentum going. So we'll try to... I'll try to learn some of these things as well, and maybe do like an updated, track guide or something like that once we have all the tracks fully updated, and try to tell you guys like the main lines or what the world record ghosts are doing, so you guys can try that as well. But definitely good improvements to all these tracks. Definitely happy to see them more peaked out, a little bit more challenging, and definitely more realistic too. I've said definitely too many times. Definitely. All right, I want to try this one more time because it does seem possible maybe inside here. Double. Triple. Got that. Definitely not able to quad. I'm sick of saying definitely. But you could go on-off triple, which is another line that those guys are taking. Soak that in. Quad. Oh, definitely possible. And I'm done saying definitely. All right, this is awesome. They've updated these tracks in Supercross 25, giving us players a fresh experience already in the game and making these tracks much more realistic and close to what we saw in the real races, which is nice to see. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this motocross gaming news update in Supercross 25. New patch now available in the game. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please be sure to let me know in the comments section below. I'm happy to get down there, chat with you guys, and answer any questions you may have. But thanks for tuning in to another video here on Start Your Systems, and we hope to see you guys again soon. So long for now. If you liked that video, be sure to subscribe to the channel for much more motocross gaming content.